With the growing threat of war in North Korea and President Trump promising to keep up the fight against ISIS wherever it pops up, there is growing concern about America's tip of the spear. Special operations troops stretched thin and worn out by multiple deployments. Time magazine publishing a major story on Monday about that, the new American way of war. Joining us now, the author of that, W.J. Hennigan. Good to see you, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
How concerned, even privately, is the Pentagon that if it really gets bad, Special Operations Forces are stretched too thin and too tired?
Well, the Pentagon has known about this problem for a long time. I mean, ever since the September 11th attacks, U.S. Special Operations Forces have been, as you said, at the tip of the spear. Now, they're working to offload some of those responsibilities, which mainly are training, advising, and assisting foreign militaries to conventional forces. Typically, that's been a special operations duty for a long, long time. So the feeling is that they're well suited to still combat all the threats that they currently stand against us, or the U.S., but that they understand that they are stretched thin.
We've done a lot of reporting, especially Lucas Tomlinson and Jennifer Griffin over at the Pentagon, about the breakdown in readiness among conventional forces, whether it be the Air Force, who can't fly their bombers, the Navy, whose ships are running into each other, the Marines, who we had a number of Marines die in training accidents. A plane literally fell out of the air because it was so old. How much have those problems trickled down to the special operations units?
So sequestration is something that has touched all elements of the military. U.S. commanders have repeatedly gone to Congress and said, you know, this is a strain on the force. And I think Congress knew at the time that this was going to be the case. Special operations has also suffered because of that. You know, some of the internally, from sources I've heard, some of the resources that they've typically had have not been there because of sequestration.
And you think about the real-world effects of that. You know, Senator McCain made the point that more Americans have died in training accidents than in combat with the enemy. But the 4 special operations soldiers who died in combat in Niger, a place that a lot of people, a lot of senators didn't even know there were troops, they died because there weren't enough U.S. assets there. There wasn't a drone overhead. There wasn't a quick response force. There wasn't air support.
Right. So the U.S. military is looking into the incident and probably it plans on publishing the findings next year. But to your point, the fallen and injured soldiers had to be picked up by French helicopters and a contractor helicopter. They did not have the drone surveillance, as you point out as well. These are all concerns as U.S. Special Operations Forces are deployed widely. As I report in the story, they've been in 143 countries this year. That's 3/4 of the nations in the world.
Yeah, unbelievable. Great reporting. We could talk for an hour about this and about some of the stuff you break in the article. But for that, you're going to have to read it. Buy the magazine or check it out online. It publishes Monday, correct?
That's right.
All right. Great job. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks.